Let's talk about the draft, you guys.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, because we got pick number 6 to talk about, because they already talked about in the trailer, we talked about a minute ago, that the Falcons had called up and supposedly offered to move down. I want to find out what kind of conversation was had before pick 6, which I feel we're saying pick 6. It's not like we're talking about interceptions.
Yeah,
had the 6th pick in the draft, of course.
Overall picks.
Yes. So, I want to hear, what did Atlanta offer? Did other teams try to trade up as well? Because again, I think the whole talk about McCarthy was a smokescreen to get somebody to trade up with them now. I want to know, did we even consider a quarterback? Did we like Penix? Did we like McCarthy? Did we like Nix? I want to hear what they talk about as far as their thoughts on these guys there. Did we even look at Rome Odunze on draft night? I don't mean beforehand. Obviously, we scouted him. Obviously, I'm sure they brought him in for a top 30 and stuff like that. But was there a discussion when we're on the clock at pick 6? Did we go, we like Nabers, we like Odunze, or was it like, no, Odunze doesn't fit this offense as well, let's go right for Nabers, he's the guy? Or was it, Nabers is more explosive, I think he's the guy we should get for that reason at that point there. He is the higher ceiling,
I think it's going to be very brief on like it was going to be Rome Odunze or Nabers. I don't think
it is. I think
going into draft night, they knew if they're going to pick one of those receivers, so they don't move, it's going to be, this is our guy.
I think they'll talk about it with the two of them briefly, but I think once they do that, they're going to go into like kissing Malik Nabers' gluteus maximus so much it's not even funny. Like, we really liked Odunze as well out of Washington, and we looked at the quarterbacks, and we thought some of them have some real talent as well. But Malik Nabers is just amazing. He's going to be spectacular. I think that's why they're going to spin this whole thing. Like, they'll talk briefly about the other options and what they thought about, but they're not going to talk them down, but they're not going to talk them up either, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to talk. Yeah, they're going to obviously talk the highest about the guy they drafted. Like, of course, why they drafted the guy.
Exactly. But I think it's also because of the fact that even if it was a close call, they're not going to say that.
No.
That'd be
I mean, why would you? Because like that's you're going to talk highly about the guy that's not on your team, and not talk highly about the guy that's on your team.
Of like, oh, we weren't sure which way we wanted Odunze or Nabers to the very last minute. We flipped a coin. Like they're not going to say that.
That's what I'm saying. They
That's right up there with Kafka flipping off with Dable as he walks by. Like, you're not going to see that kind of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
It could have been the closest decision ever. It could have been down to one person making the final tiebreaker vote. They're not going to tell you that. I don't think it was in this scenario. I think more of the conversation might be people in the room saying we should get a quarterback. I think that's probably more of the conversation. But yeah, it's just a little crazy there, that's for sure. But there was a lot of options at 6, including that trade down. And I'm sure somebody probably wanted to trade down, because you could have said, hey, great, we'll trade down with the Falcons. Nabers might not be there, but Odunze will. We'll get some extra draft picks. I could see where somebody would sit there and say that makes sense. But it all depends on what you think of Odunze and what you think of Nabers. I think it depends on what you were being offered. And that's why I'm curious what these offers are. Because if someone said to me, hey, I'm going to give you a second-round pick here to go down to 8, I might be interested.
Oh, yeah.
If they give me a 4th-round pick, hell no, I'm taking Nabers all day long. So,
thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.